Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do the Harry Potter Q&A video. I put on my Instagram for you guys to send me some questions over. All of your questions are appreciated. If you want to send me more than one, send me whatever you want to send. Don't just think, I'll just send one question. Send as much as you want to. I'm happy to answer anything you guys want me to. So yeah, let's get straight into the Harry Potter Q&A. So the first question is, what is your most expensive piece of merch? So my most expensive piece of merch is probably between my broomsticks, which is from Noble Collection. I've got the Nimbus 2001 and the Firebolt broomstick. And I also have as well in a frame up there, which is also, I'm not going to get it down because it's too hard to just, yeah. But it's a framed Philosopher's Stone, some snow from the original film, and I won that in auction, and there's pictures and stuff on my Instagram if you guys want to go and have a look. But yeah, there's all of my merch is available to see on my Instagram page. But yeah, they're probably my most expensive pieces that I can think of at the moment. So yeah, that one's done. What are your favourite songs from the Harry Potter soundtrack? I really like In Noctem from Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. I'm also a big fan of This Is the Night from Goblet of Fire. Do the Hippogriff as well. What else have we got? Magic Works, that one's a great one. I love the Goblet of Fire and all the Yule Ball scenes, so that's some of my favourite songs from the Harry Potter soundtrack. If you weren't in Slytherin, what house would you be in? I am gonna confess something to you guys. I was recently sorted into Ravenclaw, but I am a proud Slytherin, so I will be sticking with Slytherin. So I would say, I guess I would be in Ravenclaw. I do like Gryffindor. I think I've got some of the traits of Gryffindor. But yeah, when I did my last sorting, I was a Ravenclaw. So yeah, sorry Slytherins. If you could make a piece of merch that doesn't already exist, what would it be? So I know that these do exist already, but what I would like is slightly different. So I really would like a large boggart clown ornament, or like just collector's piece. I know that I think it was like the Wizarding Trunk or Geek Gear or something like that. I can't remember the specific brand. They did a small boggart clown, and they also did a small boggart as well. They're really nice, but people are selling them for really unaffordable prices. But I really like a large boggart clown, so yeah, that's what I would really like. What is your favourite magical creature? My favourite magical creature probably would have to be a demiguise. I think they're so cute and they would make such a nice pet. But I also really love Bowtruckles, and Pickett in the Fantastic Beasts franchise is just so adorable. I really love Pickett, and Pickett would be so handy to carry around day to day. So yeah, Bowtruckle or demiguise for me. Next up then, if you could remove one character, who would it be? That's a hard question because I love all of the characters. But if I was forced to choose one, don't hate me, I'm going to say Lavender Brown. I do find her mildly annoying. Like, I do still kind of like her character, and I like all the scenes with her and Ron in Half-Blood Prince. But if I had to remove just one character, it'd probably be Lavender Brown. Next then, what character do you think is overrated? Again, don't hate me. I love all the characters. But I'm going to say Luna Lovegood. I do love Luna. I'm not throwing any shade on Luna. She's great. But I think there's a lot of characters that are better than her as well, if that's a fair statement. That's just my personal opinion. But I do love Luna. Next one. What got you into liking Harry Potter? So I've loved Harry Potter since I was about 3 years old. And I've just been obsessed ever since. I watched the first, second, and third film when I was extremely young, and Goblet of Fire came out when I was really, really little. I remember I had Prisoner of Azkaban pajamas. So God, I had them for years and years. I also had the Order of the Phoenix pajamas as well. Um, they had like a little, what's it, like a lenticular circle on them at the bottom, and they had Harry on in the prophecy, and I had them for years and years. But yeah, I've been obsessed ever since, and I've been merch collecting since I was about 10. So yeah, a lot of merch I've either sold or some of it's been given away or donated. But yeah, most of my pieces now are like Noble Collection or from the studio tour or Mina Lima products. And it's all stuff that I really don't want to get rid of. So yeah. One thing you would change about the films. One thing I would change about the films, and I know Ivana Lynch has mentioned this as well. She would have loved to have had Dumbledore's funeral on screen, which I really would have loved to have seen as well. Dumbledore was such a huge character and a loved character, so I think he deserved the screen time to have the funeral. But yeah, I really would have liked to have seen that visually on screen than just imagining it and like reading it in the books and thinking about what it was like. But yeah, Dumbledore's funeral. Also, actually, I wanted to add, I would add all the deleted Yule Ball scenes from the Goblet of Fire into the film because I loved all of the Yule Ball stuff from Goblet of Fire. It just all should have been packed in there, especially the extended Hippogriff version song. Um, when they're all having like the rock band and they're all dancing and having a good time. Yeah, I think that would have been great. And also, there's a great scene with Snape and Igor Karkaroff that was cut, and I really would have liked to have seen that in there. So yeah. Who is your favourite character from the films? My favourite character from the films would have to be probably Molly Weasley. I love Molly Weasley. I love all of the Weasleys, but Molly is my favourite. She's like my ultimate Harry Potter favourite like character. So yeah, Molly Weasley would be my favourite film character. Favourite book character. I'm a proud Slytherin and I do like the dark arts. So my favourite book character would have to be Bellatrix Lestrange. Yeah, I love Bellatrix. I mean, I know she's evil, I know she's a horrible person, but I do also love the dark arts and the dark characters. So next one then, we've got what one is your favourite book? My favourite book would be Philosopher's Stone, purely just because that's where all of the magic begins, and that's where we first get introduced to Harry and the Dursleys. We get to experience Hogwarts for the first time. And I think for anyone who hasn't read the books yet or seen the films, it's really nice to just learn about Hogwarts and learn about like getting your Hogwarts letter and then going to Hogwarts, being sorted, going to the Great Hall, eating at the feast, things like that. Like I just love the whole like fact that you get introduced into the wizarding world through that book. So yeah, that would have to be my favourite book. Favourite film. This changes all the time, but it's a tie between Prisoner of Azkaban and Goblet of Fire. I love Goblet of Fire because I love watching all of the Triwizard Tournament tasks. My favourite is probably the first task. But Prisoner of Azkaban I absolutely love because it's so dark. Well, not dark as in like depressing dark. I'll just like it's got darker vibes to it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I love the night bus scene. I love the shrunken heads. I love that we get to see Honeydukes. I love everything about Prisoner of Azkaban. It's just great. Yeah. Oh, and Aunt Marge as well. I love to see Aunt Marge get blown up at the beginning of the film. But yeah, it's got to be a tie between Prisoner of Azkaban and Goblet of Fire. Prisoner of Azkaban is a great film to watch around Halloween, I find, when it's a bit gloomy outside, a little bit warm, a little bit gloomy. It might be raining outside, and you might want to get a candle and your pumpkins, and you can just chill and watch Prisoner of Azkaban. That's got good vibes for me. But yeah, that would be my favourite film. Order the books from best to worst. Okay, again, my personal opinion, don't hate me. But books. I'm going to start with Philosopher's Stone because I previously told you that I love Philosopher's Stone. But next it would be Goblet of Fire. Now, Goblet of Fire is quite a big book. I'm not a huge reader. I do enjoy reading if it's something that I really am interested in or have a hyperfixation with. So yeah, Goblet of Fire is one of my favourite films. So, and I like reading about the tasks. I love to read about the tasks and not just see them visually on screen. So, Goblet of Fire for that one. Chamber of Secrets next. I like thin books. I can't like read really massive books. I get bored and I put them down. So I like thin books. Chamber of Secrets I really enjoy. Lockhart, I really like the character of Lockhart, which I know is unpopular, but I find him really like cringy, but in a funny way. So I like Lockhart and getting introduced to him. Then I would go with Prisoner of Azkaban because I love Sirius Black. Sirius Black's one of my favourite characters. Yeah, what more can I say? Order of the Phoenix would be next. Order of the Phoenix isn't one of my favourite books or favourite films, actually. Again, love all the books, love all the films, but Order of the Phoenix for me is one that I would set aside a little bit. Next up then, Deathly Hallows. I'm going to say Deathly Hallows is one of the last ones because I don't like to end Harry Potter. Like with the films, if I finish the film series, I just immediately go back and watch them again because I hate like finishing it. I like to know, oh, I've got this one next or I've got that one next to watch. Same with the books. So yeah. And then finally, then we've got Half-Blood Prince, which is also, I love Half-Blood Prince because you find out that Snape is the Half-Blood Prince. Yeah. And I love the scenes with Slughorn and bits in the book with Slughorn. And I love the whole advanced potion making book. I've got the prop of the potion book by Mina Lima as well. Goblet of Fire, not Goblet of Fire, what did I say that for? Half-Blood Prince, sorry. Half-Blood Prince, I do like that movie. It used to be my least favourite, but it's not anymore. But yeah, I would go for Half-Blood Prince for last of the books. Order the films from best to worst. So I'm going to say Goblet of Fire first because I always say, oh, Goblet of Fire is my favourite, even though I can't choose between Goblet of Fire and Prisoner of Azkaban. But we're going to go for Goblet of Fire. Then I'll go for Prisoner of Azkaban. Again, I love everything about Prisoner of Azkaban. And it gives me so much nostalgia because that was one of the first Harry Potter films that I watched and I absolutely loved it. Then I'm going to go for Chamber of Secrets. Again, Lockhart, people are not fans of Lockhart. I think if I was sat in Lockhart's classroom, I would actually really enjoy it. Because you're not really learning, you're just listening to him babble on about himself and how much he loves himself. I don't know if you guys have seen, but there's a deleted scene in Chamber of Secrets where he gives the Harry, Ron, and Hermione in the class a test, and he's just basically got questions about himself, like what's Gilderoy Lockhart's favourite colour, what's his best achievement known to date, things like that, and it's just all about him. There's like nothing relevant to the lesson in the exam. But yeah, I think his lessons would be quite fun, and I'd find them like funny, I guess. It would be like more of a laugh than learning anything in that lesson. Okay, so next then, Philosopher's Stone. I love Philosopher's Stone. Again, it's where you're first introduced to the magic of Hogwarts. I love the scene with the inside Privet Drive where the letters all come flying through the door and are falling down and Harry's trying to catch one. I love that scene. I also love the first scene on the train where Harry and Ron meet and they have the food off the trolley. I think it's such a nice scene, and we get to see the bond between Harry and Ron straight away, and I think that's really lovely. So yeah, then we've got Deathly Hallows Part 2. I love Deathly Hallows Part 2 purely because of the Battle of Hogwarts. I did love the Battle of Hogwarts, just the visual effects are amazing in that film. I love everything about Deathly Hallows. Again, Deathly Hallows didn't used to be one of my favourites, but it is now. Like, as I'm getting older, my opinions are changing. So, yeah. Deathly Hallows Part 2 first, but then I'm going to go for Deathly Hallows Part 1 straight after. I really love the character of Dobby. I know a lot of people are not that big fans of Dobby, but when Dobby died, I did find it really sad, and I really wish he did make it through. But yeah, at the end of that film, that was a sad loss. But I did enjoy how that film ended, where Dumbledore had his wand stolen by Voldemort, and he raised it into the air, and that was how the film ended. But yeah, I would go for Deathly Hallows Part 1 next. Next up then, Half-Blood Prince. Again, Half-Blood Prince I've preferred a bit more as I got older. When I was younger, I would say that Half-Blood Prince was not my favourite at all. That would be my last to watch. But now I've gotten older and learnt more. I would say it's my not least favourite, but before that, one before. I love that film, and you get to see Draco in a darker light as well. You can see him clearly struggling in Hogwarts because he's worried about obviously the situation with Dumbledore and the task that he's been given. So yeah, I love that film as well. I love all of them. Like, it's really hard for me to rank them in order, but again, I would have to go with that one. Then finally, Order of the Phoenix. Is that it for these questions? Yes, it is. Okay, so last one then, Order of the Phoenix. I love Order of the Phoenix. I love the first sort of scene where we see Harry at the park sat on the swing. And then the Dementors obviously come for him and Dudley. I think that was a great way to start the film off. I hate Dudley bullying Harry, by the way. He's so annoying, but obviously no hate to Harry Melling that plays the character of Dudley. But yeah, he's really annoying, but that's how you know he's a great actor, if you can find him annoying, because he's supposed to be. But yeah, so I think that's everything. Thank you all again for sending through your questions. I really appreciate it. Go check out my Instagram if you haven't already. I'm going to try and keep making these videos for you guys. I'm going to keep putting the stickers out and polls on my Instagram so you guys can vote for what content you want to see. And yeah, all your support is really appreciated. Any ideas, let me know below in the comments or over on Instagram. I've got TikTok as well if you want to go and join me on there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. And let me know with any ideas you guys have down below in the comments. So thank you and see you again soon.